like you ever want to talk shit about something you love? This is where I'm at right now. Like, right. And I'm like trying to like find the vocabulary.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Sean, and I am here to tell you to hop on that Patreon page. We got ourselves exclusives that no one else in the world gets to check out. If you liked our discussion here, you get the full audio version, completely uncut, with a bunch of topics that we didn't have time to put in the video. We really appreciate you guys. Head on over there, get us a bit of support, and now I will stop yapping, and we'll get on with the damn discussion. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's me, Sean Tank Top, over here at the Burlington Bar. And we're going to start talking about...
We have names, too. No, we don't.
Right. As you can see...
Sean V2.
As you can see, we have joined is the illustrious Max Hensgen and the formidable Alex Cruz. Good to have you back, gentlemen.
We go by the Adjudicator now. That's my new handle.
I hate
The
that.
Adjudicator's your new handle? I mean, you want to be Adjudicator or you want to be inside the Adjudicator?
It's a pretty sweet gig because you get to be close to all the carnage and not have to actually...
Yeah,
it's
right.
It's kind of like being Cersei Lannister.
It's like box seats, you know, for the
Hell
fucking...
yeah.
For the
murder.
slaughter. We're talking about John Wick 3, Parabellum,
Parabellum.
An interesting, a fun action movie.
It was good.
It was good.
I really like talking to other people who have seen it. I think I'm in the minority of people who it's my least favorite of the three.
I'm in that boat too.
Yeah, okay, we're in the boat. Okay.
I think okay.
Everyone I'm talking about loves it.
Yeah, we're talking about John Wick 3, Parabellum. Competently made, looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, is this the Return of the Jedi? It kind of loses a little bit of its mojo.
No.
It doesn't shit the bed, but it does lose a bit of the luster and a little bit of the inertia that I have the most problems with this movie.
I think I know what it lost because it retains a lot.
Yeah, right.
Action,
right.
great. Choreography, great. Music, great. Acting, great.
Yeah.
I think the thing
Dogs.
I think dogs, great. Yeah.
The good boys are great.
I think the thing that this one loses that 1 and 2 had is just kind of like its emotional investment. Mm-hmm. Like, at no point in this movie do I feel like John as a character has any like sort of agency. Like he's kind of just going through the motions at the behest of other people.
Yeah.
Which was a plot line in part 2, but in part 2 he did it in such a way that like as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing I think this one was lacking. I naively thought that this was going to be the last one.
I thought it would have been. I thought it was gonna be
that's the
one
thing.
too.
Okay, so we'll just like we'll get into like major spoilers, but we'll just kind of talk about like basically kind of like the end of this movie. We'll talk about the end of this movie at the beginning of the review, but it kind of it ends. Okay, where I thought we were going to get a trilogy, we're turning this into like a James Bond type of
not the connection I made.
Or what did you get?
As soon as the credits rolled, I was like, oh, we're doing Saw. We're sawing it. We're sawing it. We're fast.
It's basically like
I was
action
thinking
guy
more Fast
Saw.
and the Furious.
Fast and Furious. Well, Fast and Furious.
It just keeps going.
Fast and Furious is Saw with cars.
Yeah, right. And this is Saw with murdering guys with books.
Yeah. Which good way to. All right.
As I thought that this thing was going to just cap a trilogy.
Yeah.
And John's story.
Because it would have felt. It would have
this
felt
trilogy.
like kind of right. Like I love that they all do like the. I don't know if people use it. People don't use this term anymore. But for some reason when I grew up, it's like Halloween 2 was a term. Like Halloween 2 was shorthand for like having your sequel pick up the moment.
The minute it's
over. The minute the first one ends. And all of the Wicks have done that thus far.
This is basically, essentially, like in the same week.
Yeah, no, I
have a hell of a week, man.
Yeah, wait. There's a character in the movie called the Adjudicator. And she has a line where she's talking to Ian McShane's character, and she says like, "This past week, you've let him go completely unchecked," and like gives you like a nice frame of reference, because I always tell people one of like my pitch meeting, my way to get people into this movie. I was like, these movies are fucking wild, and it is straight up just a weekend in this dude's life.
Weekend at Johnny's.
Yeah. No, it's kind of like the evil Dead movies.
With a lot of dead guys.
A lot more dead guys.
Instead of just one.
It's like how each of the Evil Dead movies, they were made like 10 years apart from each other.
But they're supposedly...
They take place in a weekend.
Yeah, right.
And Bruce Campbell just gets a decade older.
Right at the end of it, he's excommunicado. Excommunicado in this world means that you're essentially taken off of like your open contract. So anybody that wants to put any amount of money on your head, they can. He gets a big fat price, which means everybody...
Here's your tab, get out of here.
Right. And everybody kind of comes in, and then, everybody, kind of like the second one, hitmen are just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, apparently
Everyone is a hitman.
Everyone is a hitman. Like, and I got like a fucking, like a high foam, like, latte from a hitman, apparently.
Yeah.
In the John Wick universe. And then they all just kind of start to descend on him. And that happens for, like, again, it's a great way to just kind of keep up the action. I remember, man, in that first half an hour of that film, it was just basically nonstop set pieces and him just running from one place to the next.
Totally.
And I was like, damn, is this like, are we going to get like this? Is this like the Mad Max Fury Road of fucking John Wick movies? Not that these movies have ever been slow, but like this one was just like, go, go, go. They open up.
What has he not done yet? Let's do it.
Literally, that is like.
Have we put him on a horse yet?
I would love to.
We're
just
putting
like,
him on a horse.
This is literally like what I envisioned, like the writer's room, like being. It's like this big like yarn wall, like of just like all this shit that John Wick, all the things that John Wick hasn't murdered people with.
Yeah.
And then we figure out a way for him.
I feel like it's like that episode of South Park where they're like the formula of like how Family Guy writes stories.
Yes, exactly.
Just random, like, okay, let's take a spoon in a Greek restaurant and 4 guys come in the front and
how can we get
the
him
lights
to
go out.
How can we get him to shoot the spoon through
I
the gun? Like,
for context for the audience, the creators of John Wick were Keanu's like stunt supervisors on The Matrix.
Yeah.
They've literally been cooking this up since the Matrix days, and it's literally like, man, when we grow up and we get to run the show, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
I think the first 2 or 3 action set pieces, sadly, are kind of my favorite in the whole movie. Like, it starts out like where I'm flying high, having a great time. The first fight, the first kill that he gets is with this incredibly large, really big like fellow in like the New York Public Library, I think.
Right.
And he ended up killing the guy by breaking his neck over a book.
Yeah.
Which
he's like punched
puts
the book
it down there and into the book.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, so he's killed people with a pencil. He's killed people with a book. Is John Wick just going through like the Staples Superstore, just coming up with like all of like, I'm gonna go to Office Max and figure out my new arsenal.
Next one's gonna have a paper clip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like paper clips. He's gonna get like that 3-ring binder thing. Like he's gonna kill a guy.
Here's my challenge to John Wick: you have to kill somebody with the little drinky bird thing. Find a way.
That should be like a sweepstakes type thing that they open up. It's like you enter in and you get to pick
how
3 things.
I would say like get a fistful of like dry pasta and like drive it through the neck.
Oh,
that's what I want.
That could work.
And this, in a nutshell, is what's fun about the John Wick movies. This, in a nutshell, is what's
twisted. Dude, what is it like making dinner at your house?
I don't know, but
I'm gonna be nervous next time you're making pasta around me, bud.
Dude.
These guys are also very like film literate. In the beginning of the film, when he's running through, he's trying to escape everybody. He's in Times Square, like the most visible place in New York City. Bad move, John Wick. But like he's just like he's looking, they're doing like the big 360, the runaround, and on one of the big old screens, there was Buster Keaton, a Buster Keaton film, Steamboat Bill Jr., who is like the original Tom Cruise. If you know, if you haven't looked up any, just look up the stunt reel clip.
It was like a tip of the hat to like
to
an OG of stunts.
Yeah, they've always been very reverent towards that. You can tell that these guys are like craftsmen and like they really dig this shit.
They use the action to tell a story, which is something few movies do.
Very, very few. And like I remember the other one that was great. You guys seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Remember that scene where
Lee Van Cleef was my hero.
Right, and but remember that scene where Eli Wallach, where he's putting together the gun.
cartridges.
Oh, is
and
that
doing the whole thing.
And
And
He
then
did
he
that. He
shot-
fucking did that in this
and then
movie.
he
And
puts
then
that together.
he
Right,
listened
right.
to make
Click,
sure all
click,
6 clicked.
They did it. I just
For
saw that.
one shot, too.
Yeah.
For
That
one
was
shot.
awesome.
Just to dome a dude.
Yeah.
He assembles a
And it was like
makeshift-
it was the coolest little like, oh hi, and then he just runs it. He's like
Yeah.
his like pigeon
It
toed
was
run.
just for the one, right. So that was like the most charming kill, I think, of the whole movie.
Charming kill, yeah.
It was
For
a
sure.
jaunty kill.
Yeah.
You know? The action is fucking great. You know, Keanu's doing his thing.
Yeah.
All the supporting characters are a lot of fun.
You know who dropped the ball acting-wise?
Who's that?
My guy,
Who's your guy?
Jerome Flynn. Sir Bron of the
I was
Blackwater.
gonna say we were very.
He's
I
the
remember
goofiest motherfucker.
in the trailer we were so surprised and jazzed.
Oh shit! I'm just happy to see him. And
Yeah,
stuff.
just to see him in other
But he
shit.
is
They
so-
didn't have to give him a
He's
weird
so
accent
goofy.
that he
The
couldn't
accent
do.
killed it. He plays not even a character. He plays a plot device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and this was a complaint I have with the movie overall, is that it kind of like took a page out of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's like, oh, we need to find a thing, and that thing's gonna help us find another thing.
Another thing, right?
And
it's kind of
Which it makes sense.
very
with the,
video
how, like,
game-esque.
Yeah.
video game. I don't even like. I even feel like video games have moved on past this
Oh,
point.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and now it's just loot boxes, man. They're in Casablanca, and he's playing like a pseudo-French, pseudo-Italian, pseudo-every accent you've ever heard.
Yeah.
He is literally in every accent
Even
you've
like,
ever.
or it was like French Algerian or something.
He's like
that.
Algerian Borat. He's like, hello, John Wick.
Hello,
this is
my wife.
This
John
is
Wick,
my
very
wife.
Nice.
And
Oh
I-
no, your dog. How much? Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I thought it would have been better for him to just keep his natural accent, because like how British would that be?
Yeah.
To just be a fucker who goes to a place he does not belong.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And just collect all the gold and all
Yeah.
the treasure, like, and have all these serfs like handing you coin.
Yeah, it's like a remnant of like the colonizer.
Colonizer,
Yeah,
yeah.
like where you could have that type of an angle, which I thought would have been good, and it just sounds better.
It sounds better.
It just sounds
It flows
better.
off the tongue.
Yeah, right. I mean, like he was trying to go for some. I'm sure just because everybody just associates him so much with Bron of the fucking Blackwater.
Yeah.
That
You're gonna have your blonde hair.
Probably right. You can have your blonde hair,
Yeah.
but you can't go all the way. You can't go all the way.
Like
Can't-
in-
can't-
no, like-
You never go full Eastern European.
ever see
never
that-
go full Algerian.
Did you ever see that episode of Black Mirror he was in? He is
no.
just doing Bron.
Your hot little face, blurred fist, dick burping fucking spunk everywhere.
He even had the goatee and the black hair.
He should do that.
Yeah, he should do that.
Just like he should.
Speaking of other characters, though, like I want to say, like Halle Berry, you know, for being somebody who gets top billing in this movie, she is basically an extended cameo.
Yeah, right.
She's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
3 scenes. She's
Yeah,
literally
she
in
did.
3 scenes.
I think she did great though.
I mean,
I feel like she was setting herself up for like, oh, we're gonna learn more about her in 4.
maybe.
Oh, for sure. But
Like that kid they had smuggled out, like.
well, that was how he got
Oh
the mark.
yeah, right.
That's
so,
what we got
so-
the
All
mark.
right, I just want to say it for the record now because I don't want this to happen.
Right.
Like, is that John's kid?
No.
Oh my God,
No.
that would be really.
No.
Is
would
that
be really-
John's new reason to live?
No.
Just for everybody,
she
like,
just
so John Wick goes to Casablanca, he meets up with like not an old flame, but like
An old partner.
like an old
old-
partner in
You
crime.
do not get to be that pissed
Oh,
off
Lord.
at somebody unless
And
you've
not
boned.
having-
Unless you've boned.
Okay, you might be onto something.
She was just so mean to him.
You shouldn't be here. Nice suit.
Good to see you too.
The last moment was her best moment.
I love that scene.
They're in the desert and she's about to hand him a bottle of water and she fucking chugs it and backwashes it and hands it to him. I'm like, there is no redemption arc
Right.
whatsoever.
Halle Berry, though, being somebody hot enough that I would totally be fine with that.
I want to know what John fucking did to
He
piss
saved her. Well, I don't know what he did to piss her off, but he saved her daughter, obviously, right? Like,
But
got her out
to
of the same pickle.
backwash
Right.
in a bottle of water in the middle of the desert.
Because
Right.
she had
You had to have, to quote the great Kevin Smith, shit in somebody's cereal to get that reaction.
It's not.
Your mama.
We've seen what she's done to other action
badass.
franchises.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
been-
yeah.
I mean, she just like, and she wasn't the reason for that.
She's
but
like the John Wick of like a movie's success. She will just fucking dome any potential that's
X3, fucking, what was it, X3, fucking like the James Bond, the Die Another Day or whatever the fuck
Right.
it was. Yeah, I mean, like, she's kind of a bit of a harbinger, but I thought
Isn't
she
she
was
like
fine.
isn't she like a 3-time Razzie winner?
3-time Razzie winner and an Oscar. And a fucking Oscar, man. I mean, you can do it.
If you put a Game of Thrones actor in a John Wick movie,
They gotta lose their dick.
Now, no, there's a mathematic. No, the math is on our side. If you put a Game of Thrones actor in a John Wick movie, there is a 100% chance that they will shoot a dog.
They're going to shoot because
It's only
Alfie Allen shot a dog. Jerome Flynn
We're
shot
check
a
for
dog.
2. The Thrones guys hate dogs in these
Well,
movies.
technically, that means that Ian McShane should have shot a dog too.
Oh, he's barely.
I know.
I know you love
I like
Ian
Ian
McShane.
I do too.
I kind of hate him.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know.
Because-
If I didn't see Deadwood, I would think. Okay,
He's kind of like what Anthony Hopkins does now, where like he just kind of like he looks stoned and everything.
Would you help set the mood for our new guest?
I don't know, and John Wick included.
He kind of does everything. Well, Jonathan. But he's drinking that cognac all the time.
Yeah, what was that director? He got shit-faced during a commercial. He couldn't.
Oh, we're talking about Orson Welles.
Orson Welles.
Action, Orson, please.
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut. Action, please.
Ah,
I do get a bit of an Orson Welles vibe for him, where like he just comes in and gets a check.
Yeah.
And he's just like because there's nothing like that character that he plays in John Wick should be like, John, you have upended my world.
Yes.
But because he's Ian McShane, he's like, my boy.
I love it though. He's my favorite character
it's a
besides
little-
John
he
in
does-
the franchise.
He has never felt like he has ever had stakes in this.
And he
series.
has no dog in any race.
And it's because he's always been. It's because he's been drinking the same fucking bottle of cognac
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna-
he's on a bender right now.
He's still on the bottle.
He's still on the bottle. He's drinking out of the same bottle of cognac, Max.
Rules. Without them, we live with the animals.
One of the things that has always kind of been very, very enjoyable about these movies is this little ecosystem, this little world, this little underground world that they've built.
Yeah.
The high tables,
Continentals,
surrounding
yeah.
the Continental and places like it.
And we learn more with each movie.
Every
Like,
movie-
we learn
every-
new, like our vocabulary gets expanded with each
Every
movie.
every movie we learn more. Did we finally hit the precipice of where? Did we push up against it enough to the point where it's starting to break? John is excommunicado. He's open contract, and so he is going to literally wander the desert, Lawrence of Arabia style, and
Meet a character called
meet
the Elder.
The Elder,
he's credited, his character's called the Elder, and he might actually be one of the youngest people in the cast.
Seriously, and like basically like meets like a fucking like Saudi like oil baron like out in the middle of fucking
bored.
nowhere.
Created this institution because he was bored.
Yeah, seriously, he's
I
like,
thought they were gonna go I was like, are they gonna go supernatural with this? Like, is this guy like 1,000 years old or something?
It got to that point, and then he's like, okay, if you do this one thing for me,
You're back in.
then you're back in, and that walk through the desert felt like a walk through the desert, and it kind of, the movie sort of got a little derailed, and and then all of a sudden, like, I kind of glazed over, and it's not that it never recovered, but it was never the same after that point. Am I wrong in that?
And that kind of feeds into my complaint about the movie, is that I feel that this movie, more than the other two, it loses its emotional depth. Because John, as a character, doesn't have the agency that he had in the previous
He's
films.
not fighting for anything other than
He's not fighting for anything in this movie.
Just to stay alive.
So remember, now it's
Part
the
1,
memory.
he comes back for love. Part 2, he comes back for hate. Part 3, he just goes places because people tell him to go places.
And because like I don't want to die.
And I don't want to die. Yeah. Which at your point, like you go through the shit he's been through, you're like, dude, just pack it in. Just take the fucking.
Yeah, right.
The Continental. Can you see that he's received by the concierge?
At this point, Lance Reddick's character is more of a father to that pit bull than he is.
Oh my god!
All he does is drop that dog off.
But again, he's only had the dog for like 4 days.
For like a day, yeah.
Like he hasn't had the chance to like really.
We keep forgetting
Like,
that dog doesn't even have a name yet.
Yeah.
We're not going in like the old days. Just a conversation.
Nothing's ever just a conversation with you, John.
all of the world building in the John Wick films has always been like this really cool little constellation prize.
It's like a reward for your investment of
yeah,
paying attention. You're like, oh, this is cool. This is cool.
Just enough to excite your imagination and to just kind of give us a little time to live in this fantastical world of murder. And this is the first time where that kind of seemed to take more of a forefront. The mechanics of the world
took precedent over the main character.
Over what John is doing, why I care about it, why he cares about it, everything.
100% agree.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree.
We could have went to Casablanca to get our shit together, kind of.
Yeah.
But then, like, to meet the Elder and, like, get your shit together. Get more guns. Old girl's got guns.
Together.
Like whatever. And then you can make your way back and you can try to make things right. And then Ian McShane betrays you. Whereas we just jerk off with beautiful fucking
We just
desert
got there.
scenes. What's that?
We just got there.
We just went there. Yeah.
I think
because he eventually
flip that and it's a better compositionally.
Yeah,
like,
right.
If you flip that timeline, that I would have been fine with that.
Yes.
I would have been fine if the last thing we saw was fucking shot up dude floating into Morocco or Casablanca and then meeting and then chopping his finger off, because then he's like, all right, now I'm gonna go to war and then deal with the high table later.
Yeah, right. Or that and he makes a deal with God essentially.
They told us to our faces that they were ripping us off and edging us, but you don't know that unless you speak Latin.
Yeah.
Because Parabellum means going to war.
Right.
It's not the war itself. This is the prequel to the war.
And then eventually he goes back and he just says fuck the Elder anyway. He just decides to not
He cut his finger off for no reason.
Yeah, it's like, man, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when that was going on, I was looking at him like, which finger would you guys take off?
And they tried to make
which
it like,
finger would you guys take off if you guys had to do it?
Shit.
I'm thinking
None of them if I had a choice.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean
that's what pissed me off is like he's in a tent with these three fucking guys. I'm like, John, you could fucking ice this dude.
Yeah.
With any inanimate object surrounding you.
Yeah.
You could take
that Persian rug.
You could take your wedding ring off and somehow kill him.
And somehow do it.
Somehow kill him.
Yeah.
Shove it in his fucking eye. Like, oh!
Right,
The
totally.
eyeball pops out through the ring. Like,
yeah. No, and then so he comes back. We have the one guy who's kind of
why
like.
couldn't he have just been like killed the Elder and been like sent out like a massive text being like,
I
hey y'all,
am the Elder now.
This is John Wick.
I am the Elder now.
Just killed the Elder. I'm the Elder. My bounty is gone.
Or he could just even just say it like text as the Elder, like JK LOL on excommunicado.
Cry laugh.
John Wick or whatever.
Cry laugh emoji.
Cry laugh emoji. Like,
LOL just killed the Elder.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been looking forward to meeting you. And so far, you haven't disappointed.
We have this one guy he's built up as like the number 2 heavy kind of, the bald guy.
Mark Dacascos. I want to talk about him for a little bit because I've been a fan of him for years.
I like that guy a lot.
I've been a fan of Mark Dacascos for years.
Yeah.
And
what else has he been in?
Way to put me on the spot.
And I'm like, what?
You've been a fan for him for a while.
I've been a fan of him for a long time because not only is he a world-class martial artist, he's funny as fuck.
He's
You know what he shows up? You know what? He shows up a lot on Iron Chef.
Okay.
And he makes really bad dad jokes.
Yeah.
Really?
He
And
makes
they totally go that way with him.
He is an assassin hired to kill John Wick, but he's also like John Wick's biggest fangirl.
Yeah.
I hated the fandom. I did not like the fandom.
I love the fandom.
I will say
It
this.
took away.
Go ahead.
It just took away from like John Wick should have died like 4 times throughout that fight sequence. He should have died.
That's an issue.
And so it's like this fan.
Oh,
it's
you
like,
win Conja Club.
Yeah, they could have killed him.
Tell
Like,
that to Conja Club.
But as a professional courtesy, he did not kill them.
And I get like you can explain like no one kills him but me, blah blah blah. But still, it takes away from
That would
and
at least a little bit of a
yeah,
reason.
like it's just like
I liked it.
I respect
that's
more than-
world building I
respect
like.
you beat the shit out of him. Don't kill him because I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Don't put this like, oh my god, by the way, big fan. I'm trying to kill you right now. I'm wearing you down for the boss fight.
It's kind of cute.
But
It was
I don't know, just-
At that
adorable.
point, it started to get into parody mode, though. Like I said, he gets thrown through 45 plate glass windows in this thing. These guys break more fucking windows than they do in RoboCop. At least there's a little bit of a reason because Mark Dacascos says don't kill him. But there was a couple of points where he's having the one-on-one with Mark Dacascos, who is supposed to kill him, and he gets him.
And then he walks towards the blade.
And then he just stops the blade.
It's like
why is he not killing him?
I understand it. I understand
you understand what I mean?
I understand his point. It's like when you're playing Mortal Kombat on hard mode and you're like, I can hit up, down, left triangle to get a fatality, or I can do some trick shit and get a brutality. You want the brutality. You want to. If you're gonna be the man who,
I can't go with
if you're gonna be the man who kills,
I appreciate that.
If you're gonna be the man who kills the Baba Yaga, you don't want to be like, yeah, I shot him in the back of the head.
He beat him.
You gotta fucking do it metal though.
He beat him.
Dude, getting your head chopped off by a fucking fan is pretty metal. Like,
Look, the movie's called John Wick. Okay.
I know. Sure, I know.
The movie's not called Mark
Dacascos. Zero should have lost.
It is.
Not pretend
It is.
lost.
It's plot armor, but it is better plot armor than Jon Snow hiding behind rubble while the dragon blows fire.
Right.
I can at least chalk that plot armor up to like in this world.
John Wick was not going to die.
It's professional. I can at least chalk it up to like it's professional courtesy.
Is Keanu having a fucking? Is he having like a Mission Impossible moment where this is just going to be this cottage industry of just turning out John Wick movies, of which I'm not even necessarily mad at.
I'm not opposed
But is that
to that.
what's happening? Is that what's happening?
I think
that's
so.
what's happening.
But
If we're lucky.
But I think so.
If we're lucky.
I don't think that.
You ever see a guy kill a dude with a trapper keeper?
Yeah.
Because I just went over to
He's
Kinko's
just gonna
and
take
we're
a
going to make
binder
it happen.
and just fold it.
Yeah, right.
Or on somebody's head, they're just gonna be like, oh!
He's gonna
We're
fall.
gonna get there. We're gonna
He's
get
gonna
there.
fall down next to a box of produce
hitting
and
my
pull out. Sorry, he's gonna fall next to a box of produce in the fourth one. And he's gonna grab this carrot and just pop it up this dude's nose.
It's gonna come
Like,
out of his
yeah,
eye
like,
hole.
Right. It's
gonna
going to be like
Get the.
Frosty the Snowman pun or something like that. Like, looks
Do
like
you
this
wanna
guy's
build?
not a merry, jolly soul.
But again, callback. I mean, is that not what's great about this universe?
Yeah.
Is that we're able to just
We're able to do it.
We're able to sandbox. I like a good sandbox.
Yeah.
John Wick is a sandbox movie.
Although I will say, stay away from sand for the rest of the series.
Please,
Don't ever go back to the desert.
I would rather him be in a submarine, in the ocean, fighting Aquaman.
Swim until you can't swim anymore. And then
John Wick versus Aquaman.
John Wick versus Momo.
During Momo, how's it doing? It's like, you guys want to drink some whiskey? Yeah! And like, do that shit, and like while he's doing it, he kills him with the bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa should be in the fourth movie.
I see. Oh, you know who's going to be in the fourth? I'm calling it right the fuck now. Chapter 4 is going to have Carrie-Ann Moss. I'm calling it.
Oh, yeah,
Trinity.
why wouldn't they? Trinity.
They're going to complete their Matrix references.
In the John Wick universe, each of the major cities around the world has a continental hotel.
We were thinking about like who would have been the Chicago chapter.
I say if he were alive, Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina was our one. One of the guys from Snatch, the Tuohys.
Yeah.
That guy would have been good because he is pure Chicago.
He is Chicago in human form.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so, and the only thing you needed more was just like a little more widow's peak. and a mustard stain.
I don't know enough about Chicago.
You want to know? I mean, like he went to the University of Chicago. He grew up in fucking Park Forest. Harrison Ford.
No,
Harrison Ford.
I don't see Harrison Ford.
He's from Chicago.
He's so
but
he's so Hollywood though. But he's so
I don't
Hollywood.
see him in that.
Vince Vaughn?
No, fuck that guy.
First of all, I'm not even going to diss the man's talent. I'm just going to say too young.
Yeah, too young. But no, I wouldn't.
Too young. Yeah,
old on that.
Think about old Chicago guys.
He's
Too young. Not enough mustard. Not enough mustard.
Not enough mustard.
Who would be the manager at the Portland Continental?
Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen, 100%.
Now we're getting ridiculous
No, I know.
because now I can say that the Nova Scotian Continental would be Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, or Mr. Leahy if he were still alive. Yeah.
Mr. Leahy would be perfect. All right, well, so would you guys recommend this picture? I would say yes.
Yes,
Go
yes.
see it in theaters. It's worth going and see in theaters.
Go-
Fun ass time.
You go with some homies. You go
We
with
had
some
a
homies
blast.
or whatever. Yeah, we had a good time. Watching a John Wick movie next to this guy, like, I felt like you were gonna, like, every time, like, something horrible would happen, you would push back, and I could feel the row of seats starting to give.
I have issues, but it's on the whole
but
fun.
I
Good
would
time.
say go with at least one other person.
Yeah, right.
We
Dude, knife throwing, that knife throwing.
how do we
I
not
love
talk
that
about
knife
that?
It's so good. Okay,
So that happened right
I loved
after
it.
the
Loved
single
it.
gunshot, right?
So good.
In the beginning, and then
They
it's
were in,
just
like,
all
the
this like
murder museum, basically. Like,
it was an antique shop.
Yeah, right.
It was above an antique shop. Above an antique.
Where do
shop.
they want? What city should he go to next?
Charlotte, North
I
Carolina.
want him to come here. You know I want to.
Do we really want to go to fucking any of the
Oh,
Carolinas
no,
right
don't
now,
go to the
where
Carolinas.
John Wick's, where he's blowing away neo-Nazis?
Yeah.
You
That'd be
know,
awesome.
I would go see that.
I want him to come
See
here.
an idea.
Yeah.
And I want him to come here, and in the middle of like just a huge knife fight in the Daily Center, he somehow just gets mustard on his shirt.
No, how he comes over, he figures out Dennis Farina comes back from the grave. And
Oh my God.
He figures out how to kill a guy with a Polish.